Hey anyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Abhi on Camera, where today we're watching the finale of Ms. Marvel. I say this a lot when the finales come around, but man, does time go fast when your show is only 6 episodes long. See ya. Ah, shit. Hey, you hear something? You hear nothing? No, because the goddamn... Oh, no. Hey, my finale curse. I can't do anything right during a finale, can I? Microphone's dead again. And not... You have to rely on camera audio, and I had my fan going on in the background, which only means the audio is going to be worse. I'm sorry. I hope you enjoy the reaction anyway with the salvaged audio. Seemed like, what, last week we started the show, and, well, now we're here at the finale. After this, we won't see Ms. Marvel again until The Marvels comes out. Last week ended in a big cliffhanger where Bruno and Kamran were attacked by Damage Control and their stolen Stark drones. And Kamran has powers now, which only makes him look all the more worse. You know, besides having escaped from a DODC prison. And as we see in this show, Damage Control is cruel and just seemingly filled with superhero haters. So that's not going to be good for them. On the other hand, Kamala has kind of figured things out with her powers more and understood her history and made peace with her mother and her grandmother. That's good for her. So, this episode we will be seeing the debut of her costume. I'm still riding on the theory that Mom makes it for her, or at least they do it together. And what else could happen by the end of it? Any kind of cameos we could see? I mean, we know what movie she's going to be in next. And we know that WandaVision had a cameo leading into the Marvels. But, hey, no more talking. Let's just get into it. My guess is those two have been just straight up captured by Damage Control.
That's what happens when the wrong people get powers.
The wrong people.
Kids, Agent Barry, we need to lock the city down and get them in now before anyone else gets hurt.
Hands rounds?
Non-lethal. I want this kid taken alive. That way we can figure out what the hell he is.
I hate this woman. Can we get Cleary back? He's still terrible. Come on.
So we're gonna
How
transfer
are
the
you
next
get
step?
away? Damage Control is pathetic. Even with the stolen Stark drones, these two still got away. Oh, I noticed when I went to watch Love and Thunder that Ms. Marvel has actually been added to the Marvel Studios logo, which is cool. But also, when are we gonna run out of movie that? I'm wondering that. The rate of new characters is like, how much space do we have? It's just Brigitte de Bengal powers?
I am the light girl.
That's a terrible name.
You're what?
Just glow your hand like I told you to do episodes ago.
Oh my god! I had no idea!
Toba. This is just so incredible.
Hey, look, Kamala, see how supportive they all are. You realize you should have told them ahead of time? I mean, yes, the mom had to go through some
I just want to be sure that
character growth, but
you're being careful.
come on.
That just because you can do all these amazing things doesn't mean that you actually volunteer to go looking for trouble, right?
Yeah, no.
Hey, buddy.
Not gonna volunteer going looking for trouble. Not gonna go to space either, Dad.
I
Nope.
don't think you raised me to sit by and do nothing when I can help people.
And we trust her, right?
Oh, now you trust her. Wow, see? Character growth.
Why is Nakia FaceTiming me?
That's why you should pick up the phone, fool. Okay, it's time to go. Last title card.
Bruno, please pick up.
Kamala Khan, you're not going anywhere.
Ah,
Not
see?
just like that. Here, I got something for you.
I told you she was gonna make her a costume. You can't just have her make that whole costume at the beginning and not... And Okay.
This feels a bit more like you.
And look at her craftsmanship skills. Come on, you probably should have asked for her help making the Captain Marvel outfit. Because look at this. There it is. Debuting with a nice run through the city skies, Spider-Man style. Really? Don't need to do that. Why?
Because it's the only place guaranteed to be empty on a Saturday.
I mean, I don't know about that. There's always activities all weekends, and we can whatever. Good idea. Problem is, I think this is gonna happen because, you know. See, look at that,
Good
respectful.
afternoon. I'm
And shoes on again.
I
The big FU.
rodeo,
Having
Miss
the
Agent.
I
IDs
assure you,
up.
damage control is only here. No one will be on your side, Sheik.
I don't need anyone on my side. I'm not even concerned if God is on my side, as long as I am on his side. For God is always right.
Face that,
Time for
bitch.
chronic quotes. Excuse me.
Actually, that was Abraham Lincoln.
And it's a fake out.
What up?
My mom would kill me if she found out I had a boyfriend and that it was
Nice job, Nakia.
that one.
And remember, just because someone treats you as their enemy doesn't give you the right to treat them as yours.
That is very important.
You need a disguise.
That is actually a really good idea. Just because someone is terrible to you does not mean you have to give in
Go.
to that terribleness. Actually, it's also an interesting idea in the fact that I still believe that this season or in a future story, Kamran will turn against Kamala after what happened with his mom. And Kamala has to make the decision not to turn it, not to fight it. He's not much better at parkour. Don't you know the powerful Marvel Universe disguise? Hats. You're missing the sunglasses though.
I was so scared. I thought.
I'm okay.
Hey, that's not good. He's exploding. Touch my Couldn't have made it a bit more stable.
Come on.
If it's anything like the comics, that means he'll be permanently turned into a light. Wow, you guys avoided them for the rest of the day, huh?
I know someone who can get him out.
Wow, see, the power of secret organizations. There's just so many of them crisscrossing the globe, and they just all have so many agents. Whenever this happens in stories, it's like, I wonder if there are any, like, double dippers. There are some contacts who just, you know, are the go-to guy for, like, half a dozen different secret organizations.
Come on.
He's the only one who knows they all exist. Why not yet?
Nice stitching.
Could we have some, you know, character
Are you mad at me?
contention? Yes, she's mad at you. You didn't tell her.
I tell you everything, and this is the biggest thing.
I'm sorry.
They're close enough friends. I'm sorry is enough. Plus, it's not like she can't for that long.
Famous
These
exposed.
days.
How do they even find us?
It doesn't matter, I'm the one they want. You guys should leave now before you get hurt.
He's right. Please go. If you say you're not with us, then they won't hurt you.
Well, they already blew up my apartment.
They invaded the mosque twice.
They tried to trick me into
Friendship
giving you up.
pal. Oh, hi. You're just here again.
The theater has good lighting.
I mean, cool.
It's where I can make attempts
Yeah, let's bring them all back.
for saving them.
This is the plan. Since DODC is
Oh yes, tie it back up. Let her give us that. Bring back her arc with this plan.
Got it?
Or not.
Yeah, excuse me. Hey, you sure you have authorization for any of this?
Sounds good. We'll keep him busy while you run out the back.
How did
What are you doing
did
here?
you get in here?
Bathroom window. I went to school here too. Mom told me about that.
Shavir's don't need chaperones.
Take it up with her.
Guys, folks, take care.
Look.
Fine, just
Oh
don't
my
ruin
god,
it.
he is so mean.
Kamran, Zoe?
I would do that. I would 100% run. I'm that stupidly overprotective to do that.
Reno and I are on school.
Really? Man, that's an elaborate plan she's come up with out of the blue. I really hope the Marvels actually ties in with this. Like, it would be really funny for them
Zoe,
to
you're on the softball
want
team,
to
right?
like make a plan,
You
and
knock in,
she's
grab
like,
as many
I have
balls
a
as you
plan.
can.
Do this again. This visual time is great. Why are there so many baseballs in the gym?
So we're gonna stop damage control with softballs?
No, we're going to stall damage control with softballs. And the real plan is Zoe.
Ah, the power of social media.
Apparently there's such thing as bad press, and I don't like it. What is it?
Apparently there's such thing as bad press. Oh man, you really liked it when everyone was against Spider-Man.
And they are leaving a trail of destruction all through Jersey City.
Ma'am.
Okay, so
Don't.
P. Cleary
I
is
don't care
the
if you need
more
another 10
sensible
seconds.
one,
Okay.
and
You're not
she's the
gonna-
crazier one. Okay?
Evacuate now, Deaver. You hear me?
And she's gonna say F that and do it anyway.
Understood. Call in all additional units.
Call in additional,
No.
are you serious? Not only are you going in, you're gonna be like, guys, bring in the backup.
So you mean to tell me you knew Kamala had powers and you didn't say anything?
I mean,
I think Kamala
yes,
should
but
be
she
able to
kind of
tell her
caused
what
it in
she
the first place. Well, whatever. I'm okay with a tiny redemption arc for Zoe. Expected it. A time travel. That's what happened there. It was nuts.
She never said clandestine falls made a cry.
Ah, yes, but the important part is Kamran's mom is gone.
Pretty hell.
Looks like we got a bomb.
Got a bomb on the west wing. We're gonna need the bomb.
Good job. Confuse them with a bomb. I think it's still gonna explode, right? Because that was great. Or no. Look, I don't even know if that music is diegetic now, because...
Two of them
Ah! Bad publicity, huh? That's what you get, damage troll.
super scary and they're
In a red hoodie and a baseball cap.
Yes, and they're all wearing red hoodies and baseball caps. Good job, this is a great plan.
Hey, you! Freeze!
Oh, this is great! Okay, the next step is skeletons. Ah, tripwires! You made a giant elephant do things. That is clever. That is clever. First time seeing that. That's a lot. That's... Oh. Is there any chance of giving him the bangle? Or like trying to find the second bangle? Because how else would he stabilize?
Hey, you guys gotta... Team agents heading down
Aw, Bruno just had to watch that.
Hey, come on, come on. Ooh, guys, come dance with me! You know you like these moves. Hey, guys, what's going on? Shut up!
You idiots! Fired on each other. What is that?
It's working!
Don't do that! You just jinxed it yourself.
I need my mother.
And there it comes. I don't just say I don't know where they are. I mean, that's a lie anyway, but or tell them they went back to the Jinn world. Mm-hmm. Oh, no killing, come on.
She was trying to save our world. My home.
Your home is here. You were born here.
My mother's dead. Isn't she?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that shot is perfect. The lighting, the lights in the background, his eyes. There it is. Why'd you have to put that there? Yeah, drone time. Or not. Hey, it's those Sonic things from home. Really nice that they're keeping the gesture. Hey, she said it! She said the line. Oh, and she's gonna... Oh, there. That's the classic. Alright, come on. Her limbs may be glowy instead of, like, stretchy, but that's... Now she's fighting like she's... Comic book, whatever, it's cool. I love that he's slightly different, that since he doesn't have as much control over his powers, he's a lot more rough and fractal than hers. Run, kill, kill. Yeah! Now I got the crown on my side. Of course, the B side. Again with the gun, lady. He's gonna work with these superpowers. What's wrong with you? Now you're exploding. Now, the effects of the crystals, it just gives its own feel. I don't know. I guess some people might complain that it looks old school graphics, like old school, but I think it adds to this. It makes the powers look so unique.
They're never going to accept me, and they'll never accept you either.
That's bullshit! Haven't you been paying attention? They accept you!
Saved it for you!
Look at everything I've done, Kamala. What
You
am I
haven't done
supposed to
much.
do now? How can I be normal?
You punched a few people,
There is no
you threw a
normal.
car. You're right though, there is no
There's just us.
normal. Not,
and
especially
what
not
we do
your
with what
world.
we've been given. Get to the harbor.
Go!
Now the crowd's on our side. What you gonna do? Fire that maneuver? Idiot. In the costume. Come on. How is that any more of an F you? Go away.
Step aside, Sergeant.
No. You stop right there.
He's just trying to help,
She just
man.
saved all of our lives.
Yo, you
All of
corny.
us.
Ah! She's out. Thank you.
Yes, that means that you're relieved of your duty. A union's coming to fix your mess. Get out of there, now.
Thank you! She's freaking fired. That's your mess, Beefler. This is a bit of karma for you after what you did to Spider-Man.
She looks so familiar.
It was wild, man.
I love this.
Take that.
Totally in line with the show. The effects on top of just
for her to find a
the
husband.
social media.
The Joss
and
Mules
how
are the
important
best in
it is.
Jersey City.
Looks like I am now a hot dog. Let's hope this hot dog is halal.
Mad skills.
Hey, and look, he's okay with it.
When she dropped me in guess what was the beta test?
Guess what was the beta test? You were, kid. You were. Hey, you went from a good give this, so you're good.
After Salah, of course.
Now you can look at your reflection and know you are who you are supposed to be. I mean, it's... I hope they don't replace this costume immediately in the Marvels, because it's a spectacular. I love the extra gold striping. I love the detail of the slight red in the logo. That's really good. But I've seen the behind-the-scenes stuff for her Marvel's costume, and it's clearly it's an upgrade. It makes sense, but I hope it doesn't happen too fast.
Hey, Peter, what are you doing here?
Like, hey, look, you need something a little bit more space-worthy than what your mom made you.
Oh my god. This is really scary.
Do you know how many TV
Yeah,
shows
right.
and stuff showed me, like, people just walking onto their roofs? Like, I technically have one out this way. I can get onto my smaller roof out this window.
So,
But I have a bug screen for one, and there's no way I can fit. It's a lie. That's all I'm saying. All these high school shows are like, oh yes, I can just go out to my roof because it's a lie.
Wonder.
Marvel. Okay, good.
Come
That's
on.
how you give.
Mom.
That's how you give the name.
Our own little Miss Marvel.
Yeah. Roll credits. We got her name. One week later. Okay, so we're not done yet.
Are you kidding me?
Kamran left his car.
And you just have it?
Dude,
How do you just
honestly,
have his
I'm out
car?
of the country.
I mean, he told me I could have it. Still seemed off.
So are you gonna make her some kind of inhuman-ish anyway?
Kamala, there's something different in your genes.
Something Kree?
Like
Kree! Alien.
a mutation.
Mutation. Okay, mutation can be both inhumans and mutants. But that's a very dangerous word to use. It's just gonna be another label. Are they just turning her into a mutant? I mean, this is dangerous territory when it comes to Marvel superpowers. And that's a good way to end it. Back with the friends, back with the real, with the down to earth. That's where it started. Now, the final ending is a mix. Okay. Credit scenes, come on. You can teleport now? Oh no, you can't! She did it! Oh, you. Oh, they give her transformation powers too! Oh, no. Wait, are you actually Carol? Miss Marvel will turn the Marvels. Wait, was that? That wasn't Carol, right? And that was the finale of Miss Marvel. And that was the finale of Ms. Marvel. No normal. You know me? It's a finale. Time for a good old bit of rambling on and on as I just spew all my thoughts about the show. Starting with this episode, I really like this finale, right? I know I've said that a couple episodes have blown through things that I thought would take an entire show. And while I don't necessarily have a problem with that, this finale did not have that problem. It felt correctly timed. Right? You have these kids trying to run from damage control. Yes, the convenience of Kamala being back at the same time. Whatever, who cares? Convenience. This is a fucking comic book superhero story. Convenience is everything. Right? So, it's no big deal. Right? This. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Yeah, the kids were on the run from damage control. They all meet up in the school and they devise a great takedown plan using stuff you would actually find in a school, and it was really cool and different too. It's very easy to make the same Home Alone traps we've seen for years, but I don't know about you, I have never seen anyone weaponizing elephant's toothpaste in this way, and it was a great idea. And the idea of the softball launchers was fun. Them wearing the school jerseys, the hoodies and hats, and using the fire extinguishers to confuse them by running in different directions and making them hit each other. Man, that's some spectacular planning, and honestly, it's a great intelligence booster for the character of Ms. Marvel, because it's okay, she was this smart as a teenager, but that planning ability, it's yes, we saw something in first episodes ago, but how quickly she made this plan, that kind of knocks her up a little notch, which I think is great. But there's that. There's the fact that Kamran is dealing with his unstable new powers and then learning about his mom dying, which causes him to freak out a bit. I thought he would straight up turn against Kamala. That didn't happen. And I was wrong. I admit that. But, this kind of happened, but not really. He just kind of went rampant. It's I'm going to destroy everything. And, which still makes sense. This idea that your mom is dead it's not something that's you're going to take very easily. At least he didn't blame Kamala. The community coming together, it's always great to see the community coming together to defend their neighborhood hero. It's actually something I was missing from the 3 Spider-Man movies, because in the Sam Raimi films, and even the Andrew Garfield films, the moments where the city, the normal people, rose up to help Spider-Man, that was some really powerful stuff. So this episode was great. And seeing that, again, the mosque had just absolutely no issue with helping them get escape. The community had no issue in showing up and defending them when necessary. It's like, the guys with guns, and it's like, no, I'm going to go in and I'm going to protect her. And it's great. I just love those moments. Her costume, I was right. I don't know when I said it in a video, but I've been thinking for ages, like, Mom has to make it, right? You don't put a line like that where it's like, I worked so long making this costume. It's like, she probably made the next one too, which, it's a great costume. It follows the olden Marvel traditions, dating all the way back to Daredevil, maybe even further, I don't even know, where the hero only gets their super costume in the final episode. And, like I said, great costume. We are in like a golden age of MCU costume adaptations, because the simple fact of the matter is that we have given up on all that nonsense about being grounded. So the olden days where you take costumes like the, neon Wolverine and turn it into that just plain black biker leather in that first X-Men movie, those days are long gone. Not only can we bring to life ridiculous comic book costumes, we can bring them all to life in a way that looks cool and realistic. I mean, the first evidence of that is Mysterio. I don't think anyone really believed he would have a fishbowl head. Right? I thought it was like, oh, it's too silly for live action. That's it. But they're like, we're bringing you your fishbowl head. And it looked goddamn amazing. And this point I'm trying to say is, this costume looks great. And yes, I know, I've already looked at the behind the scenes stuff, so I won't spoil it for you here. But they've already leaked the one that was in the Marvels, and that costume looks great too. It's almost worrying. It's like, when you get the costume right the first time around, how exactly do you have room to grow and change that as time goes on? I don't know. But, yeah. And the end, where it's like they're going through different interpretations of her name and how to translate it, ending up on Marvel. And he's like, oh, you are a little Ms. Marvel. That's great. The idea that it comes from her father, tying it in again to her family. Right? And his line about magic, it's the same thing he was talking about with Bruno's knockoff Alexa. He's like, oh, wow, it's like magic. This one is truly, as his daughter is like stepping off away, magic. And that's great. I do think the actor has confirmed that he will be in the Marvels, so we will see him again. That end credit scene. I mean, I doubted if we'd see Brie Larson's Captain Marvel in this show. But we got it. It was there. I'm almost confused, because in the comics, Ms. Marvel has with her shape-changing powers, she can actually, transform and shapeshift too, if she wants to. And in the comics, she starts out not wearing a Captain Marvel costume like in this show. She actually shapeshifts into a copy of Carol Danvers, and then runs around like that. So I don't know if she transformed into Carol, or if it's just a reference to her transforming into Carol. Because otherwise, she could have, for somehow reason, swapped places with Carol, which is a good reason for her to go into space. Because I'm just sitting here watching this whole show wondering, like, excuse me, how on earth is this girl supposed to get out into a spaceship? Who's going to take her there? Right? Why? But if this is going to be it instead, where she accidentally throws herself into space, well, that's a much more interesting idea. Just imagine Carol's like fighting who knows what and who knows where on another planet, and then blink, she stumbles out of a teenage girl's closet covered in posters of her. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more likely that seems. Right? That she somehow, I don't know if I've mentioned it, maybe I didn't last time, but this whole thing with the bangle giving her superpowers and the, connection to an alternate dimension, very Shang-Chi, because he has magic power granting bangles, and he has connection to another dimension. Very similar there. And then, of course, at the end, they had to say her power is a mutation, which is such a hot trigger word in the MCU right now. Because ever since Fox was bought by Disney, and all the X-Men were returned to Marvel, people have just been waiting and waiting for the X-Men. So far, we got a name cameo in besides Wanda and Pietro, but we got a name cameo in Black Widow. Obviously, Professor X in Multiverse of Madness, but he's kind of a cheat because he's not the main MCU version. He probably won't be the same person who will be cast to play the MCU version, but whatever. Point is, this is the first time we heard that word. Now, again, it could still mean inhuman, because that's what she is in the comics. Inhumans are they're mutated humans. It's just, when you have mutants, their powers activate when they hit puberty. Inhumans, their powers activate when they hit Terrigen Mist. And I don't know, the Inhumanity card is still on the table just a little bit, because Carol Danvers' #1 enemy is the Kree Empire. And the Kree were the ones who created the Inhumans in the first place. So, and hey, let's not forget that in the ancient temple where the clandestines found the bangle in the first place, they picked it up off a blue hand. And the Kree are blue. Well, not all of them, but most of them. As for the show as a whole, I really enjoyed it. Especially, you've heard me say it in the first episode reaction, but this is one of the few Marvel properties, hell, it's one of the few things that are American made that hit me so much in terms of just sheer relatability with my life growing up as an Indian American kid in the US. And it's weird. That first episode, mostly, just so many moments are like, that's mirroring stuff that happens in my own life, and that's great. I love it. It's why this diversity wave, while, yeah, sure, it's a little forced, it's not terrible, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm sure that there are a bunch of you who found the partition dreadfully boring. I'm sure. Because for you boring Americans, who cares? Right? But to see such an important piece of history, not only just talked about, but to actually see it and go there, time travel, it's insane. And just the immense cultural connections they were able to make, and just that perfect tie-in between like having your clash of cultures and clash of identities with the clash of powers from this and that dimension. Stuff that they were able to do with this bangle as a storytelling concept, I vastly enjoyed it. It made it super interesting for me. And because of that, I can now confidently walk out of this show and say, I don't mind that she's not an Inhuman. Right? Because what would that have done, really? Okay, she got stretchy skin. Fine. Yes, I miss the stretchy skin. I'll say that. But being an Inhuman, I don't think would have offered this kind of storytelling at all. There's no way to trace back her past. The Kree messed with this nonsense generations ago. That was hundreds of years prior. There's like no way to connect that back. None of that would have happened. She would have remained in Jersey and just, tried to deal with her family and whatever stuff there. And, there's maybe a few other Inhumans running around. Maybe it would have been a good show, but this one was different and it was good. This one, and that's important for the MCU right now, which I don't think anyone realizes. I think people are like burned, or I don't know if it's burned, but people are like messed up after Phase 3. Phase 3 was like full ramp ahead towards Infinity War and Endgame. Right? And even Phase 2, like the ramp up was starting, the ramp up was happening, but Phase 3 definitely, we were just barreling toward Infinity War and Endgame. And people got a little bit too used to that. So now Phase 4 is hit, and everything is just different, and people are having an issue with it. It's like, right, there's no reason for me to see anything, because, I don't know, whatever, but like I've seen articles where it's like, Phase 4 needed something to aim towards, and it's like, did it really, though? Did it really, though? And I don't think even Marvel, I think Marvel specifically chose not to have any kind of real big, like, goal at the end or some kind of huge crossover. I think they're trying to show something big with the Phase 4 is the idea that you don't have to watch everything. I think they're trying to diversify more. The idea that there are now so many different varieties of stories that can be told in this world. Yes, that was the case before, but now they're pushing the variety even harder. So maybe things look like they're having lower like viewer counts, but that's only because your average Marvel pew-pew like explosion guy is not coming to watch Ms. Marvel. They're bored as hell by this teenage girl, by this Indian Pakistani history. What is that? I want my shooty bangs. Right? That's what they want. And you know, they're telling, and this isn't giving it to them. Hawkeye with his like grouchy old manness isn't giving it to them as much. The Eternals with its long, beautiful long takes and all that stuff. Right? There's just so much different things happening right now. And I love it. I love just all the variety of nonsense I can go to. I cannot wait the next time I do a Marvel marathon. And the fact that I can transition from such hugely separate things. Yeah, so the show, for the actors, Imran Vellani as Kamala Khan was great. You know the actress has to be something special because, one, Marvel has not made a casting mistake so far, no matter what people may think. Marvel is always on the money. So if they have chosen someone without any acting experience, that means that person is really good. And Imran Vellani was really good. She pulled off Kamala so well. The family, right? Her different family members, the brother, everything was so great. And the connection between the mother and the grandmother was played off so well. Right? This family, trying to genuinely and believably create a family between characters is not so easy. Sometimes it's like, yeah, a family, but that bond, that deeper connection, the show made me have it. Bruno was the fun techie sidekick friend who unfortunately was friend zoned, and he went off to Caltech. Honestly, him leaving, I don't know, it just feels like it gives him crossover possibilities, like maybe somewhere else. Never say never. Nakia she was strong in her own right, and yeah. I think I got my point across about her power change already. Just again, to address it as a power change specifically. This power change allowed them to do so much more with the story than simple Inhuman powers could have ever done. Could they have done that with the stretchy? Sure, whatever. But at this point, it's time to accept it. And as I keep saying, at the end of the day, all this MCU stuff, all these movies, comics, it's nonsense. It's nonsense that is supposed to be entertaining. So if you don't find it entertaining, what the hell are you doing here? I never understand that. People who don't find something entertaining just put so much energy into hating it. It's like, why though? Why waste so much energy on negativity? That's another rant for another day. Let's end on a positive note. This show was great. It is another spectacular one to the end of the Marvel roster. Could it have been a few more episodes? Definitely. I hope Marvel realizes, as this is going, that, you know, they can vary a little bit more from 6. 6, they don't need to stay at 6. Our next Marvel show will be She-Hulk. Thank you so much for watching. Not just this reaction, but the reaction to every single episode so far. And if you watch my other reactions too, thank you so much for just coming along with the ride, on the ride with me. It just means a lot. You've heard it before, but you make it feel like I'm not a madman talking to a camera. So, I really appreciate it. What was your favorite part of this episode? What was your favorite part of this show? And what are you looking forward to seeing in The Marvels? Over here is whatever YouTube decides to show you. Over here is a playlist of my videos, and on my face is the subscribe button. Like, comment, subscribe, criticize even. I don't mind. See ya.